Hey everyone, thank you once again for joining me. I got dressed not really knowing what I was gonna do. I just knew that I was gonna use products from the brand new Sigma Steady Glow collection because they just sent out this press kit, and I'm looking at all these glowy colors going, oh, these are beautiful. But once I got dressed and I looked at myself in the mirror, I was like, we want to do a wearable Cleopatra today. I kind of just came up with the idea of using one of the loose shimmers. It's like a nice bronze color as my eyeliner. You guys can take a look. But again, it's a pretty subtle wearable look. I just thought it would be nice to utilize these really bronzy, glowy colors. Now I know I talk a lot in my talk through videos, so they end up being really long, so I'm going to try to speed this one up and not talk so much. So without further ado, let's get into it. So you guys know the drill with my foundation routine. You've seen me do it a bunch of times, so I'm going to try to get through this as quickly as possible. And I'm going to begin with my primer, which is by Temptu. I really like this stuff, so I'm just going to So this is a nice convenient primer because it's got the brush attached, but I've been trying this with my makeup lately and it looks fantastic. So once I've got the primer on, I'm going to do my usual mixing. I'm using the Makeup Forever HD in 123 and a couple of different colors from the EX1 collection, which is great for olive skin types. I am not breezing through this like I said. Let's try to go faster. Mix that up. And of course I'm going to use my trusty beauty blender. It is wet. And I'm just going to start patting in that foundation. So I'm going to be using my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. You guys know I love this stuff. So I'm just going to go in and blend that all out. Now I am going to go in and give my face a nice contour just to really warm up my face. And I'm going to use the Chocolate Soleil by Tarte. I've been using this a lot lately. It's kind of been my go-to. So just going to go through. And it doesn't have to be a precise contour, just kind of getting that all over warmth. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to use from the Steady Glow collection is this shimmer cream. It's called Superb. Really gorgeous color. So I'm going to take the other side of my beauty blender and just start working it into my cheeks. It's a really beautiful color, and it's kind of nice not to use a powder blush and instead more of this glowy flush of color. So I'm kind of just laying it down everywhere, and once I've got the color on, I'm going to go back to that pointed tip with my foundation and concealer on it and just blend it out. Blend out the edges so it's not so harsh. So the next two products that I'm going to use are loose shimmers, and the colors are Midsummer and Gilded. So the bronze color is going to go on more areas of my face, and the gold is going to be kind of my highlight product. And just start adding some bronze goodness all over. So I'm kind of just building, and you can see that my face is starting to develop that really bronzy veil. So this has really warmed up my face nicely, and now I'm going to go in with Gilded. This is, again, the gold color. And I'm going to pick this up with a dual fiber brush. And of course I'm working that into my brow bone as well as a little bit into my forehead. And now what I'm going to do is take my Skindinavia setting spray and just give my face a spritz. So it's really when I tilt my head back when you can see that glow coming in. It's nothing too intense, too over the top. So the face is pretty much done. Let's move on to the eyes. Alright, to begin, I am going to put a primer on my lids even though I'm not using any eyeshadow. I still want to maintain that really matte, smooth look. So, I'm just going to apply this Smashbox primer. So now I have wiped down my surface because I'm going to be doing a lot of mixing here. So the way that I've created this bronze liner is by mixing the, which one is this? Midsummer loose shimmer with a little bit of my setting spray. So what I'm going to do is take the setting spray. I don't want it to spray me in the face, but so just get a little bit of it on my surface. And then using an angled liner brush, I'm just going to dig into the loose shimmer and just grab just a chunk of it So this is kind of just gonna mix together and become more of a creamy, liquidy consistency, and not to mention a beautiful bronze color. So I'm just gonna start by mapping out the shape. So of course I want this to be a pretty thick line. And then of course once I get to the end, first I'm going to fill it in. And then once I get to the end, I'm just going to create a little wing. Of course I want to check to make sure it matches the other side. Okay, so it looks like I've got a pretty good wing here. Now of course I'm going to go in and add a brown eyeliner just to really make that eyeliner show up. So I'm going to take this dark brown gel eyeliner in Stunningly Ladylike, and I'm using a much smaller brush too. And then I'm going to go in mostly at the outer corner and just start to give that wing a little bit more defined shape. And then blend it in with the bronze. And the challenge here is just to seamlessly blend the two colors together so one just fades into the other. And this time I'm going to use the gold, the gilded color, just because I want to create a little more highlight right at the top here, just so the light really catches. And then take my angled brush again and just mix it. That's going to go right at the highest point here, and again blend that with the bronze, and just use the tip to blend it out and diffuse the edges. So this is going to create a nice gradient, a very subtle gradient, but it'll go from gold to bronze to that dark brown. I also want to add this color to the very inner corner of my bottom lash line. So now what I want to do is go back to that gel liner. I'm going to grab a little bit more of it, and this is going to go at my waterline just for more definition. But I also want to add a little bit to this area right here, sort of creating an illusion of a more slanted inner corner. So you see, that's kind of giving me a little bit more of a downward slant at the inner corners of my eyes, just a little illusion, and the gold really makes the inner corners pop. Alright, so now I'm going to get my mascara on. And of course, I've got falsies on this eye. This is the Pixie Luxe style by House of Lashes. Really pretty fanned out, but still lightweight. So I'm just going to lower these onto my lash line. Alright, finally for the eyes, of course, I want to fill in my brows. So I'm going to take my Tarte Brow Architect, this is the Fair Light color, and just do some very light filling, nothing crazy. My brows are almost at a point where I can, you know, just leave them without filling them. So, alright, finally for the lips. I am so impressed with these new colors in the Steady Glow collection. So now the color that I'm using is Skinny Dip. So it's a nice peachy coral color, and again, I don't need anything, no liner, no lipstick. It's great on its own. But you want to be careful with these not to apply too much because they can get pretty thick. So that is it for this bronzy themed look. Again, it's pretty simple, but you know, I thought this was something that would be fun, something I haven't done before. So I hope you guys liked it as much as I did. If you did, you know what to do. Give it a thumbs up, and of course leave me a comment, let me know what you thought, and if you want to see anything from me in the future. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I will see you next time.